welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to make a casual and fun arrangement for 4th of July. I don't know about you, but on 4th of July I usually have family and friends over for a cookout. And usually we're on a long table outside, so I thought most of you probably have garden tables that are rectangular. So I'm going to show you a rectangular arrangement using, of course, red, white, and blue flowers today. What I have here is just a simple wooden box that I decorated with a length of ribbon that I actually bought at the dollar store. I just thought it was kind of cute. I like that it's a little bit of rustic, that ribbon, so it goes with the box. And I just glued it around this wooden box. Wooden box is lined, so it's watertight with some floral foam. And I've just pre-greened in a little bit in interest of time. Let's get started. So I'm going to start with hydrangeas. These are Annabelles I cut from my garden, which are at their prime right now. The blue hydrangeas are also from my garden. I have tons and tons of hydrangeas. I stopped putting in acid. I just wanted to see what color they will become without adding acid. And they are now all different colors, which is actually perfect because I don't want all blue hydrangeas. I used to have all blue hydrangeas. I would add that product called Hydrangea Blue. Now I don't add any, and part of the bush is blue, part of it is periwinkle, some lavender, and even a few sort of pink. So I've greened in with some Viburnum greenery. This is not the snowball viburnum, another type of viburnum. And then I'm going to come in and put in the blue hydrangeas next. Now we don't have a lot to cover, which is nice. So I'm just going to put some of the blue in. Because they're such large hydrangeas, I'm just going to put it down low here. Okay. I'm sure you all know, but a good way to have your hydrangeas last longer is to add a pinch of alum, aluminum sulfate, to your water. But just a tiny pinch, because if you do too much, a weird thing happens to the hydrangea. It'll burn it. And once I did not know, I put too much alum in the water and the hydrangea burned and it looked like somebody colored it with a yellow highlighter. It's kind of strange. Now I'm going to use some Gerbera Daisies. Now I have to confess, Gerbera Daisies are not my favorite, but I think they're fun for 4th of July because they look like a starburst and they're just that perfect primary red. No pink to it, no orange to it, just red. And with Gerbera Daisies and any flowers that sort of have an eye, like a dark center, you want to avoid adding two at the same level. This is what we call eyeballing. So I'm going to add them in threes to create sort of focal point in the middle of the arrangement. Oops. Turn around and show you what I mean. Like that. So just avoid adding two at the same level, kind of like two eyeballs. I know a lot of people love Gerberas. I don't know. They are not my favorite flowers, but I think they're going to be lovely in this arrangement. Okay, so I kind of did the same on this side, a trio here and a trio here. I have some more Gerberas I might add in later, but I'm going to reserve it to see where we need a more pop of that red color. Now for the whites, I have white Queen Anne's lace, Annabelles, Lysianthus, and some of my beautiful pure perfume roses. Now the first flush of blooms have come and gone in my garden, so I actually don't have a lot of roses right now. Yes, those of you who have been watching my videos since earlier this spring know that I'm a rose grower and I use primarily things I cut from my own garden. And we had a huge, beautiful crop of roses this year because in California we had so much rain. Everything is just amazing. But right now we're sort of between blooms. So I've been actually going to the flower market and buying flowers. Kind of fun. I haven't been to a flower market for a while, and I went this last week. Oh, everything is just glorious. Later this year, I think I'll take everyone on a field trip of the San Francisco Flower Market. Let me know if you want to see that. We're very lucky here in Northern California to have a growers flower market, which means people bring their flowers, the growers bring their flowers from their farms to market. So we have a few wholesalers, but wholesale houses that carry everything, but we also have growers who, they grow only a few crops and they bring it. So I'm adding in the lisianthus and the roses. Lisianthus is so pretty. Love all the green side shoots, and they're such a long-lasting flower. Okay. Just going to keep spinning it so you can see what I'm doing. It's a pretty easy arrangement. And you can make this ahead of time and put it in the cooler if you're going to be entertaining. But I think most of the materials I'm using in here are pretty long lasting. I know a lot of people talk about hydrangeas being kind of fickle. The trick is to always harvest your hydrangeas if you're cutting from your own garden very early in the day. Don't harvest it when it's warm or full sun. Another stem of this blue hydrangea I think I'll put here on top. Okay. And I'm going to add in some of these Annabelles. I need some white. Annabelles right now are still in that white stage. These are not super long lasting. It kind of depends. But once they turn green later on in the season, like another 3 weeks or so, they just last forever, and they actually dry that way. Okay. Oops, I feel like I squished my Gerbera there. But I love how they're so lacy. Even though they're high impact in terms of, being white and large, because they're sort of lacier than the regular hydrangeas, you can kind of add them to the perimeter of your arrangement without it looking too weighty. That makes sense. Okay. Now, I usually don't have any problems with Gerberas with drooping heads. But if you do, you can always add a thin wire to it. When you buy Gerbera Daisies from the flower market, they usually come with like a little straw sleeve to keep the heads from drooping. I haven't had really a lot of issues with Gerberas drooping. I think I'll add it on this side here. I want to avoid that eyeballing effect that I just warned you about earlier. Okay. We have a few more stems of this lisianthus. Add that in here. Have a little green bud in here. Okay. And we're mostly done. I'm going to see if we can lighten up the arrangement with some of this lacy Queen Anne's lace. Been really loving using Queen Anne's lace. Just kind of obsessed with it this year. Putting in everything. Maybe too much. But I just like how it just makes everything so feminine and ethereal looking. So pretty. And gives some airiness to your arrangements. And the side buds are great because they have these kind of crazy spidery movement to it. I'm growing Queen Anne's lace this year and they're doing really, really well. So I'm very happy. Okay. We're pretty much done. Just adding these in to open up the arrangement, give it a little bit of movement. As you know, I like to use a lot of flowers and things get masked in my arrangements. So sometimes I go back in to add in some of these wispy flowers just to make it a little airier, less heavy looking. Okay. We're done. I think this Gerbera needs to come out a little bit. Got smushed in a little bit when I added in the hydrangea. Okay. And we're done. So that's a quick and easy arrangement, perfect for a 4th of July cookout that you can enjoy. Happy 4th of July and have a fun, safe 4th of July.